stay away from the UK.
I was selling online initially, and essentially got to a point where the records were taken over the house. They were the outhouse, the kitchen. They started moving into the front room. We've got 4 kids, and it was essentially an ultimatum from my wife, who said it's either the records will have to go, or you have to sort something out about it. You know, take them away with you. So I opened the shop. I was working in part at an auction house cataloguing for them, but I've done various jobs. Initially I started selling records because I was literally buying records to collect, but you get to a certain point where it becomes almost an obsession, and you can have multiple copies of the same single or the same album, but they've got slight differences, whether it be a barcode, a different place, a different font on the labels, and it can become quite addictive, to be honest with you. So I was almost feeding my own addiction by buying job lots, collecting, taking from the job lots what I wanted for myself, and then selling the rest on, usually just to break even, very rarely making a profit. But by doing that, I'd get some rather expensive records really, really cheap, and it just snowballed really.
Okay. So you never listened to it? So just clean it, put it on, because I've got a cleaning machine there, so clean it, put it on. I actually quite like this.
It really is across the board. I've got one customer who comes in on a Saturday, and he was probably one of my first customers when I opened in the market hall. At the time he was 11 or 12, didn't possess a record player, was really into Nirvana, so I tempted him, I gave him a few cassettes, a few bits and bobs that were Nirvana related, and now he comes in every Saturday, and he doesn't always spend money, but he likes playing the guitar, and he's progressed from just buying Nirvana related items to buying the Smiths, but he also bought some Grateful Dead recently. I think that younger people, because the ability to get music has changed, are far more eclectic than my generation ever was, because funds were always limited, and if you wanted something you had to buy it on record or just listen to it on the radio. Nowadays everyone can download tunes, and you can skip from one type of music to another without even thinking about it. You can go from listening to jazz to country to hard rock to indie back to pop. You can go all over the place really, and that's what I find, you know, quite interesting when younger people come in. They'll buy a Hendrix album, but they'll also buy a George Formby album, or they'll buy really random things in my mind, whereas I was always very much stuck, I suppose, as an indie kid. I was always buying indie records, because that's what I liked, and I knew that's what I liked. But now I've got the shop, I will literally listen to anything. I've come to the conclusion there's no such thing as bad music, just music I don't appreciate.